How to do your accounting records using spreadsheet templates. In this video, I'm going to show you an overview of my Master Your Accounting and Taxes program, Accounting Spreadsheets, and how I've set up spreadsheets that allow you to keep your accounting records as quickly and easily as possible. I've created these unique spreadsheet templates in Google Sheets that allow you to replace accounting software like QuickBooks and remove the need to understand debits and credits. When you use software like QuickBooks, you need to understand debits and credits in order to really understand what's going on and do everything right. So these spreadsheets make it feasible to actually do your accounting yourself and understand your records. Using spreadsheets for your accounting is no easy task on its own, but the templates I'm going to show you make it easy because they're structured in such a way that allow you to have everything you need for good accounting records for legality and taxes. And I have tax templates, which I'll be mentioning and showing you a peek at, that of course are even more specific for various tax requirements. If we haven't met, I'm Amanda, and you're watching the Business Finance Coach on YouTube, where I simplify all things business and finance. I have an extensive background in accounting and taxes, where I saw that determined small business owners like yourself were really underserved by my industry. There just aren't great accounting and tax solutions out there for smaller business owners. So if you've been struggling with this, it is totally understandable. My Master Your Accounting and Taxes course and many other courses I've created connect the dots for you between legality, structuring your business, accounting, and taxes. So you're not out there trying to do that yourself. I do give away a free accounting worksheet, which is a very basic way to get started, but it's free with a free training, so you can check that out in the link. You can also check out my Master Your Accounting and Taxes program, which is the full complete accounting record spreadsheet template that we're going over in this video. Or of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can just follow this video as inspiration for how to set up your own spreadsheet template. Let's jump in and get started. So my Master Your Accounting and Taxes accounting spreadsheet templates allow you to keep complete accounting records with the reports and information that you need for legality, taxes, and running and growing your business. So you're able to get the information you need to make decisions about your business. This complete accounting template is perfect for all types of businesses and can even be used for your personal finances as well. While some aspects of using a spreadsheet can be a little tedious in comparison to software, the benefit of spreadsheets is that we can see how everything is working and we can customize little things along the way. So it's much easier to understand and get a grasp on our financial situation. So a complete accounting record means that everything affecting your business finances is stored in one location. In this case, it's our spreadsheet template. And that template, that record, is a direct representation of everything that happens in your finances in real life. You are getting a direct representation, like a photograph of a scene, in your accounting record in a spreadsheet. So let's jump in. I'm going to show you an overview of the spreadsheet and then we'll dive into each component deeper. So the first component of these spreadsheets is what we have labeled here a spreadsheet setup worksheet. And this is where you set up your custom list of accounts and categories. Now this list of accounts is called a chart of accounts, or abbreviated COA in accounting lingo, so you may or may not have heard of that. The second component is what we call entry worksheets, where you list all of your transactions and then you select an account from your COA, your chart of accounts from that spreadsheet setup worksheet. Plus, You can make additional selections for the additional lists and categories that we have, which are optional. Now, in addition to the entry worksheets, where you'll record every transaction and categorize each amount into one of your accounts, we also have other worksheets that you may need to add in as you go for certain situations to keep track of additional details for accounting and or tax purposes, such as reimbursing yourself as an owner if you've paid business expenses out of your personal money, or if you're tracking a lot of startup costs when you begin your business but before it actually starts, and more. Our third component of the template are our reports. And these are summarizing all of the transactions that you entered on those entry worksheets based on the type of account that you selected for your transactions and the type of report that you're looking at. The reports we have in this template are an income statement, a balance sheet, category profit, company totals, and sales tax. Plus, we have a nifty dashboard that summarizes your data and that you can adjust the more you use the spreadsheet for different details that you want to see quickly. Lastly, the fourth component is really a separate spreadsheet now that it's developed into this for calculating your quarterly estimated taxes, the amount that you need to pay if applicable, and tracking those payments. Plus, we have additional worksheets for tax situations that require additional details, such as real estate basis, business basis, the home office deduction, or taking a write-off for your vehicle. So next, let's take a deeper dive into our accounting spreadsheet template. So if we see that we have our spreadsheet setup worksheet, where you can set up your custom list of accounts and categories and other lists. Like we said, this is called chart of accounts, the core listing on this spreadsheet. So these lists are used throughout the spreadsheet to track all of your activity and then to summarize those amounts on the accounting reports. Now, our chart of accounts is made up of 5 types of accounts, and we can see those listed first on the spreadsheet setup worksheet. We have sales and other types of income accounts. We have expense accounts, which are cost to earn income, to earn sales in the business. We have asset accounts, which is everything the business owns, such as bank accounts, equipment, real estate, etc. Lastly, we have liabilities, which is anything the business owes to other parties, such as credit cards, loans, mortgages, and our special owners equity accounts. And these are special accounts for owners of businesses, which of course include the separate businesses we talked about before, LLCs, corporations, partnerships. So if you're a contractor or sole proprietor, you don't generally need to use these accounts because the business isn't separate from the owner. But if you're using a separate template, then you can use these accounts just the same. So now let's take a closer look at our entry worksheets, the second component of our accounting spreadsheet template. Remember, these entry worksheets are where we list our transactions. We have an entry worksheet for every bank account, every investment account, credit card, or loan account, our assets and our liability accounts, where we have transactions that affect our business, we want to set up as an entry page. These entry pages have a transaction recorded on each row. We start with the beginning balance as of the start of the year in the account, and then we record each transaction on a row. We can enter this information from our receipts and documents, or by periodically downloading our transactions from our online banking and quickly copying and pasting them into the entry worksheet. Now, in the course that comes with these spreadsheet templates, I walk you through step by step through setting up that system to actually make all this happen. And because business owners often struggle because this is just skipped. Bookkeepers don't teach you this. No one teaches you how to set up an actual system to save all of your documents and to get your accounting information into the system. So that is in the course that goes with these templates. Now, for each row, for each of our transactions, we are going to record at minimum the date, which you can see in the first column. We'll select an account, which you can see in the Choose Account column, and enter an amount. But for good records, we have some more columns here, and these align with when you export your transactions from your bank or credit card accounts. You'll be able to quickly copy and paste this information in. So after the date, we have a company paid or received from column, and this is where you can set up a list of companies or contractors or individuals that you want to track who you paid money to or received money from. And so you can select them from the drop-down menu when you're entering a transaction. Next, we have the description column. And so you can copy and paste a description and a memo in the next column in when you're exporting transactions from a bank account or credit card account. You can also just add additional details here about the business purpose of this transaction for your business. Then you can see where you select your account for this transaction. And then the next column is our category column. And this is totally optional to use the category column. We use categories when we have an additional layer of our income and expenses that we want to track. For example, if you have jobs in your business, maybe you do construction and you have various jobs and you want to know, how profitable those individual jobs are, the category feature is great for this. You might have locations, you might have real estate, rental properties, you might have products or product groupings. And then lastly, we have the amount column and the balance column. So this balance is going to match exactly what your balance is in your bank account, credit card, investment, liability, or loan accounts as well. We have accounting spreadsheet templates with multiple amounts of these entry worksheets for our bank accounts and credit card accounts. You should always choose a template that has extra than you think you'll need, because you can hide the extra entry worksheets and use them later on as you need them. But it is very cumbersome to add these in. So you want to kind of choose one with more and then hide the extra ones if you don't need them for now. You want to have extra. Okay, let's look at the third component in more detail now. Our reports are summarizing the transactions on our entry worksheets. So if we have a bank account, a credit card account, maybe a bunch of bank accounts for taxes or for any reason whatsoever, when we select an account on our different entry worksheets, it's going to total up all the activity for that account based on the date. So we can look at our first main business report, which is the income statement. And the income statement tells us how profitable our business is over the year and for each month. So you can see it's going to total up all of our income or sale accounts for every time we selected that income account. It's going to add up the amounts and report them in the column for that month. Now below that, we can see our expenses. These are our expenses coming from our spreadsheet setup worksheet. All of the expense accounts we added are flowing over automatically, and all of our totals are totaling up automatically. So our income minus our expenses equals our net profit or net loss if we spent more than we earned. Now, the income statement is also a really important report because this is the amount that we're taxed on for taxes, regardless of the money we took in and out of the business. Now, the next main accounting report is the balance sheet. And the balance sheet tells us the asset, liability, and owner equity accounts as of a certain day. These types of accounts give us the balance. They don't tell us anything over time, they just give us a balance as is to today. And this is giving us the value of the business. What's the worth of the business? How much cash do we have? What's the value of our investments? How much do we owe on our credit cards or our loans? And then we can look at our owner equity accounts as well. You've probably heard of the concept of net worth for individuals, like how much money do they have in total? And the balance sheet is a similar type of report telling us that same type of information for businesses. Now, the next report is called Category Profit. And this is based on that optional category column from our entry worksheet. If we use categories, then we have a column for each category for the year. And the income and expense accounts, where we chose to select the category on our entry worksheet, will pull in the amounts over here. So this allows us to break out portions of our income statement based on an additional category. So for example, if you have 3 store locations, you don't need to have an income account for sales at each location. You have one account for sales, and then you can use the category feature to break out income and expenses at each location. But the category feature is totally optional. Our recon worksheets allow us to reconcile each of our bank accounts by entering the ending bank balance each month and checking that nothing is off. Now, our reports also use check numbers, which are on the right and bottom of each total on our recon worksheets and our income statement report. And these are check formulas that are checking to make sure we've selected an account and have a date on every transaction, and that all the transactions we've entered on our entry worksheets are being accounted for in the spreadsheet. Now, these recons follow what a bank reconciliation statement does each month, right? We have the beginning balance, the total increases to the account, total decreases to the account, and an ending balance. And then that's what we are checking to our bank account to make sure everything is included in our accounting record. Our company paid or received from report allows us to select one of the companies that we choose to track, which could be individual, company, owner, customer, whoever else is involved in the transaction. We can select their name here and see the total amounts that they've paid us each month and in total for the year, or that we paid them. So this can be really useful for contractors. If you have contractors that you pay and then you need to fill out a 1099 at the end of the year. It can also be convenient for employees, but generally you're also tracking employees in a payroll software like Gusto, which I recommend, and I have a training and videos on that as well. But certainly you're still recording the amounts you paid people as employees in the worksheet as a check. Customers, any other information you're interested in. You don't need to track every company you paid, right? Everyone you paid or received money from. Just the ones that you want this information for. Lastly, we have a sales tax report that allows you to keep track of the sales taxes according to how your state or states where you need to pay sales tax work. The trainings walk you through setting this up, figuring out your rules, and tracking the amounts in this spreadsheet. So one of the big reasons accounting records are challenging for people is because their reports don't mean anything to them. So using spreadsheet templates can be really helpful for small business owners so that you get used to actually using the records. And as you may have seen from this, how you categorize things, how you choose to record things is subjective based on what you want to see and what you want to be able to know. So each year, you'll duplicate your accounting template for this accounting spreadsheet template method, and that allows you to make changes to your accounts and to how you want to record things, which is great because you're going to learn as you go. As you're more involved in your accounting, you'll learn more about what you want to see and what you want to know. Now, certainly as your business grows, it might not make sense for you to track your accounting, but you can delegate this to an assistant. And Google Sheets is great for this because you don't have to deal with sending different versions of Excel spreadsheet templates back and forth. Google Sheets is a link online. It's virtual, just like my course is virtual, the spreadsheets are virtual. And you can comment inside these spreadsheets on the transaction or on the report in question and type comments and respond to interested parties. You can delegate this to someone to help you record things. You can add in your tax professional who's going to file your taxes. So it's really convenient to use Google Sheets. I have a video going over shortcuts and all sorts of other tips and tricks with Google Sheets that will link somewhere around here. So check that out if you want more on Google Sheets. To recap this video, we went over the accounting spreadsheet templates for my Master Your Accounting and Taxes program. If you're interested in getting a hold of these, check out the description below for more information. And if you have a simple situation, only one bank account, or you're sole proprietor or contractor, definitely check out the free spreadsheet template that I give away. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video and learning how to keep accounting records in a spreadsheet template. If you enjoyed it, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. What are you doing for your accounting records and how is it going for you? If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button somewhere, and you can hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos. I hope you're having a great 2022, and I'll see you next time. Bye.